Well, thank you, Kelly, for inviting us to present today. So I am Ishrat Jahan, one of the member from Assist Plus, the settlement program manager.
I'm Amber. Thank you for having us today, firstly. So my name is Amber. I'm working with Assist for the last 10 years. I am working for complex cases.
Perfect. So we will start with our slides today. Hopefully, we will be less than 30 minutes. But again, it will give us the opportunity to present and then have any questions that you may have to ask us. So as Kelly was mentioning, Assist Community Services primarily supports newcomers in integrating into the society with a lot of wealth and health and wellness that we focus on. The primary indication or primary focus that we have to support newcomers is basically to have them settle in Canada without major challenges, because we already know that they struggle and kind of come into and migrate into Canada with a lot of initial struggles and challenges. So we strive to integrate and provide comprehensive programs to promote health and wellness for immigrants in all ages, from all culture and all ethnic groups. The programs that we offer in settlement services. So in settlement services, we have many programs like translation, housing, affordable housing, resources that we provide, translation, interpretation. As we go, we will talk more details about each supports and each programs that we offer. Right now, these are the programs we have. So language instruction for newcomers, we have a separate program that's called LINK. It's a separate building, which is in the southwest area, but we have many classes and 300 plus students that we provide language classes to. Employment readiness program for Ukrainians. So it's a very specific program just for Ukrainian clients, which is funded for Ukrainian support. We have one employment counselor who focuses on employment training, preparing resume, cover letter for Ukrainian clients. Then we have multicultural parenting education program. So it's fostering a parents-child relationship. As we all know, when we have parents migrating in Canada, between the two cultures, it's really struggling for them to integrate and have all this settlement concern, plus then parent children or young teenagers. So this is a preventative program where we support children and families to understand the education system, understand the dynamic that they need to maintain, and some of the logistics of the education system, the health system, and how parent and the children's relationship can be enhanced and make it better. We have responding to family violence program. Right now, primarily our clientele seems to be Chinese community, because historically for the last 40 years, we have served only Chinese community. But right now, we are seeing a lot more diverse clients to support, and then we are seeing that a lot of the clients are coming and seeking support. This hasn't been marketed as much as we want, but right now it is on our website and it's on a lot of other sites, and we have brochures and advertising methods to reach people so that they can seek this service. Then we have the Rural Employers Awareness on Diversity and Inclusion. So this program primarily reaches rural areas and the employers from those rural areas, because they don't seem to be as aware of the diverse population that we have in the Alberta region, and how they can support those newcomers in finding employment, on understanding the cultural differences, understanding the lack of job opportunities that they have. So it's basically a combination where we are trying to support the employers to understand those cultural barriers and still be supporting the newcomers to be employed. Then we have Edmonton Newcomer Zonal Outreach. I know Enzo has provided a presentation last month, but we work in partnership with the Enzo Zonal Outreach program so that we can, again, market and reach more people in the Alberta section and let people know that there is a lot of newcomer resources and a lot of newcomer services that are being provided in Edmonton. Because last year, IRCC or Government of Alberta has done a research where they have seen that only 30% of newcomers are actually reaching and actually receiving those settlement services. So they want to increase that number a lot more than just those 30%. And then we have, lastly, the Assist Volunteer Program. Again, we will talk more in details, but we have a specific program where we are supporting 200 plus newcomers to come and volunteer for us so that they can gain experiences in Canada. Plus, then they are also in the job market. Their language skills is improving as they're volunteering for us. So, free settlement services for newcomers. So we have settlement counseling services, and then we also provide workshops. So every year we provide 20 plus workshops to newcomers on different topics. So it could be from income tax, providing information on education, school system, housing information, or the resources that they can access in the community. So we have a variety of workshops that we provide. Sometimes we even repeat workshops so that we can, again, catch more audience. All our workshops are sometimes actually presented in many different languages. So more than almost 12 languages, we have counselors who provide workshops to and in different languages. So we have Arabic-speaking counselor who would be presenting in Arabic. We have Ukrainian-speaking counselor who will be presenting in Ukrainian. So we have many different counselors who speak different languages and present those workshops in different languages.
Complex cases. So as I mentioned about the complex cases mean the people who are coming with different problems and issues, especially the refugees are coming from diversified backgrounds. So they have like different types of issues, including the addiction, mental health, social isolation, poverty, physical disabilities. So there are a number of issues they are coming up with. And these clients need ongoing support. This is not only one-time support that they just come and go. No, we need to be with them for a longer time, maybe for months, years, 2 years, 3 years. Still, I'm having some clients who are with me for 4 to 5 years. Their needs are ongoing. So we are helping them to overcome those issues. So making referrals for them, whatever in our capacity, we are helping them. So we are just helping them to address those issues. And what's happening? They have to be like, it's a very person-centered approach, complex needs, because it's not about that one thing. It's a holistic approach, and we have to because everything is interrelated. So we have to talk to them. We have to listen to them, because every person is with a different mindset, different perspective, different culture, different language, different background. So we have to be trained to see like how can we help them, and how can we help them helping resolving their issues. Interpretation and translation services. So we do have a notary public at our center. We do have commissioner of oaths who are helping with their translations, endorsing those translations. We do have people who speak different languages, including Arabic, Korean, Hindi, Malayalam, Russian, Chinese. So we have a number of people who speak different languages. Other than that, still, if we need help, then we make referrals for those clients. Referrals for, as I already said, like we are making them, referring them to different organizations. For that, we need coordination, we need the resources, we need to be updated about those resources. So we try to make appropriate referrals for those clients if we are not able to help them in-house. Community events include Christmas Bureau and Tax Clinic. So Christmas Bureaus goes every year from October to November. This is a program that is by Christmas Bureau of Edmonton. We are referring people to those programs. We are helping them to fill out the forms and making the pile of all the collecting all the forms from them and then sending to the Christmas Bureau. So we are the ones who are assessing their eligibility and helping Christmas Bureau to help them. So they have different ways to help them. For example, adults, they have the gift certificates. Youth, 11 to 17, they get gift cards from Walmart. Children who are under 12, they get toys. Everything is delivered to them, to their houses. So last year, we were able to help about 204 families. This year, like every year, it's about 200 to 300 people we are helping with that. So the people don't have to go all the way to the Christmas Bureau or doing online applications, because we are the one who are helping them to fill out the applications and then submitting it to Christmas Bureau. The tax clinic is one, like, tax clinic deadline is April 30th every year, or it's different depending on the weekdays. So we are helping them from March through April. This year we have, like, just in the process, because still we are in April. So we do have sometimes, say, like this year we had 2 Saturday tax clinic, because if people are not able to come to us during the weekdays because of the school or jobs and any other engagements, then we open a Saturday tax clinic to them. So we are member of Community Volunteer Income Tax Program, that is by CRA. So our staff, my team members, and the volunteers. So volunteers are a big chunk. They are the big help to us because they are helping to file taxes for the people. So it's still ongoing. And so far we have catered to 471 individuals for tax clinics so far, but we are expecting more numbers because we are in the process.
So just to add to what Amber was mentioning, for Tax Clinic and Christmas Bureau, the focus is that those newcomers, they don't have the knowledge to navigate through the system. They're still very unaware of what are the resources out there that they can access. So Christmas Bureau and Tax Clinic is our primary method of reaching those clients and providing them services. Sometimes we receive clients that haven't done taxes for like 2-3 years because they weren't even aware that they needed to do it or how to do it due to the language barrier. So that really helps us gather those people, have volunteers. So right now we have 14 plus volunteers that are helping us, plus the actual in-house counselors doing taxes for those newcomers. So that really has been a successful process for us. In that settlements slide, I also want to acknowledge that the settlement service is funded by the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship of Canada. So every year, again, based on the services, based on our successes, then we do a call for proposal and then we get funding for newcomer support.
So and all services are free.
Yes, absolutely. Even we have the mandate that we will not accept any gifts or any type of gratitude from them other than a thank you note, maybe a letter. Because we are a nonprofit agency, we do not want to get any kind of monetary value thank you. So success this year has been quite a successful year for us. So just to acknowledge that we have completed 1,268 clients assessment to see what kind of needs they are primarily looking for and what are the barriers that they're facing. And then based on those barriers and the assessment, we provide services to 3,525 services and then 2,385 clients. So that's kind of the way above our target number, because our target number is generally 1,200, but every year we seem to go way over the target number because that speaks to us the need for the services. Interpretation and translation, as you see, we have completed 603 interpretation and 1,058 translation. One-to-one support. As I said, workshop, we do 20 plus workshop every year. And then Christmas Bureau, we have provided 204 families and completed 471 individual taxes for newcomers. The big piece is we also face barriers in providing services. So I'll let kind of Amber speak to the barriers.
Okay, thank you, Ishrat. So language barrier is the, I think, most common and barrier, especially the people who are coming as refugees. The people who come as skilled workers, they do have language barrier, but not that as like who are coming with a forced immigration, right? So language barrier, we try to help them. Of course, like we have a link school, not only us, like, there are so many link schools in Edmonton. So we are helping them to cope up with that issue. But still, they do have many, like, different languages. So if we can help them inside, like in-house, we do that. Otherwise, we have to make referral to the like other agencies to help them. There are like housing, education, subsidies, health, citizenship, PR renewal. So you just name it. So there are a lot of things they need help with. Sometimes we have volunteers. Like I know, like I had a Somali client and I had to call, like my volunteer was helping all the time. She was coming, accommodating her time with the client time to make interpretations for the client. And that was a big help, like having a volunteer, like speaking that language. Affordable housing, we don't have that many, as all of you know, affording housing options in Edmonton. We do have CVIDA, that used to be called Capital Region Housing, but CVIDA has program about community housing. That's a main program. And they do have the RAP program, that is RAP Assistance Benefit Program. Community housing, like they don't have any houses so far. Our clients have been in the queue for so like, months and so many years, but they are still not able to get the housing. So we are trying to accommodate with the REB, like RED Assistance Program. So we are helping with the applications and trying to advocate for them, not only like just by doing the applications, but by calling CVIDA off and on and trying to help them, if they can be eligible for that, always updating their profile on that. So that's a big, because people, when they come, they don't have jobs. So it's difficult to them to go for the higher price housing. So they just look for something that is reasonable to them. Employment opportunities, for sure, that's a big issue. The people who come, the recognition and of credentials, like, that's a big thing, because their credentials are not recognized here. Lack of Canadian experience, they don't know the workplace cultures. Like the client, they say, hey, like we have already thrown like so many applications, 50, 60 uptime we have applied, but we haven't heard anything from any of the employers. Even if they heard, like they are rejected before the interview. We have not passed the interview. So they need that support. So we don't have any in-house employment counseling, but we make referrals, like we have the Britain Center for Advanced Learning and other agencies that are helping with the orientation. They start with the employment orientation, how to make a resume, how to make a cover letter. So all these help, like we are trying like level by level, but still it's a challenge, and the opportunities are not that much, and it doesn't look like that much rosy as well. And they have difficult like understanding the hiring process. So there is a lot of things, going on. This is just like we say employment problem, but many things are underway.
So to go with, sorry to interrupt, to go with employment opportunity, it's like we seem to see that they're kind of stuck in a cycle because they don't have previous experiences, so they don't get the job. But if they don't have a job, they are never going to get the experiences. So they kind of seem to be in this loop, never being able to kind of come out of that shell. So we do provide opportunity for volunteer experiences and other experiences, so that again they can speak to a little bit of the Canadian work culture and then have something to put on their resume so that they can get out of that cycle. Plus, then IRCC does not fund a lot of the agencies now for employment opportunities and employment training, because they don't see that as a viable need. But right now, I think we are in a place to be able to advocate more, because we are seeing the stretch and seeing the need within our clientele for sure.
Thank you, Ishrat. So interpretation and translation support with the legal system is... I personally have worked for this project for 1 year, and I knew I was like helping them to interpret in the court setting. And in the legal, perspective, the translations and interpretations have to be very, very accurate, because we cannot do anything from our own mind, from our own heart. So we need proper training to do those interpretations and translations. And people, like the clients, have been struggling with that. Like, how can I know about the different options, informed choices, and who is going to guide me with where to go, how to go, what are the different channels, what are the different modes, and is there anybody to interpret and translate for me? So that's definitely a huge challenge when we talked about the court proceedings and communicating with the lawyers as well. Resources are here, but not as much as should be. So they are not appropriate to the culture, language, ethnicity. So it's a challenge. And if they have to go to some place, like they don't have the transportation to, to help them accessing those places. Some organizations have online services, some don't. Resources is a big challenge, and especially when it supplements, it comes with the language as well. So resources are there, but when the language support is not there, then it becomes a big challenge. Wait time to be connected with the government officials. Yeah, so that's a big thing for the service providers. We don't have any specific lines like when talking to the federal government, CRA or IRCC. So we have to wait some time for more than 1 hour online just to talk to an agent. So when we are representing client, when we want to talk to them about a client, then we have to wait. We are in the queue for a long, long time. So that things I think needs to be addressed, but right now it's a challenge. And the last but not the least thing is the person's of lack of knowledge and understanding. So when people come, they do have their own stigma as per their culture, as per their backgrounds, as per their diversity. So they don't want to share many things. I know many clients, in the first meeting, they never share anything. Even after 2-3 meetings, right? They don't, because of their own taboos, they don't want to share anything, and they don't know what is a mental health. What are they going through? How can they be supported? Even if they have those issues, they don't want to share, and they don't want to identify, they don't want to acknowledge that. So this is our work, to talk to them, to be open, to open a dialogue with them, and to help them in that thing.
So these are the barriers we talked about, but every program has their own barriers as well, right? So we talked about employment readiness program for Ukrainian community only, because this is a very specific program that's been just temporarily funded until June 30th, just to support Ukrainian community. So we luckily have a counselor who speaks Ukrainian, and he has been assigned to take this project on. So far he has provided one-to-one counseling for employment to the Ukrainian community for over 30 people. And then he has been working on resume, cover letter, and a lot of other supports that is needed so that we can kind of support them with language. So he's been translating their own resume, cover letter, doing mock interviews with them so that they can be more familiarized with the Canadian working culture, interview process, and how to do job searching in Alberta as well.
Okay, so this is multicultural parent education program. So there are sub-programs under this program, including the fatherhood initiative, Triple P program, Nobody is Perfect, youth parenting. So this is the main focus, and the purpose of the program is to empower parents to raise newborns, preteens, and youth. So at different ages, children have issues, and with the children, of course, the parents have the issues, right? So this program is helping to navigate and to help parents to create the awareness among parents. How can they help people? How can they help their children at different ages? For example, youth. I've been hearing about the youth, the ones who are having the substance use problem, drug addiction, the children who are getting into the teenage, when they are going to the puberty, they have the other issues. They are struggling with the two cultural identities and all that stuff. So last year, in 2022-23, this program was able to help 400 families altogether. They had 24 workshops that were disseminated in 8 different ethnic communities, and the age group they are catering all over from all the program is from 0 to 18 years.
Perfect. So to looking at the time, I'm going to skip one of our programs because I briefly talked about the rural community development. So I'm going to let Amber talk about the TANG program a little bit.
Yeah, so TANG program is for the children who are between 11 to 15. So this is towards a new generation. So they do have a program, they have a upcoming summer camp, but their regular program is the after school drop-in program, where they help with the homework and to study the materials, how, if they need help, how to do the homework and what are the study materials. Even they have some board games to play after the like whenever they finish the homework and something. And there is more about socializing, how to be confident, how to be more familiar with Canadian school systems. And this drop-in program is totally free for children. It runs from 3:30 to 6:30 from Tuesday to Thursday. Other than that, summer camp is upcoming, and we do have a spring program that is on right now.
And our summer camp is very affordable for parents, recognizing the fact that some of them don't have income and still struggling with financial situation. So it's, I think, a $40 per day. So we, again, have a lot of brochures and information on the table.
Yeah.
So we encourage everybody to, again, share it in your community with other people that are more interested in putting their kids into the program with an affordable cost. Responding to family violence, as I mentioned, we have a program where we are supporting clients with family violence issues. Right now, we are seeing majority are over the age of 55, as unfortunate as it sounds, but we are seeing a lot of seniors within that age group. So we are constantly supporting them with a lot of in-the-moment crisis. So again, getting them into housing, providing them with resources. Sometimes it's even one-time food that we provide them support with, counseling, plus that emotional support that's often needed for them because they have been abandoned by family or often being abused by family. So they need that emotional support where our counselors or our family violence responders are supporting them in the moment, virtually or in person. So we have outreach position for this program as well. So they go out with the clients in court, in doctor's appointment, or sometimes to get EPOs from the court so that we can support them within the legal system. Assist volunteer, again, we have 161 volunteers that are active member of our association and completed over 5,808 hours of volunteer activities. So this Saturday, actually, we have a volunteer appreciation event in our agency. It is strictly for internal appreciation event, but we want to acknowledge the hours and the work that they have been doing because without them, we don't have the resource, neither do we have the funds to be able to provide all the support that we want to get to the community. So that's pretty much sums our presentation for today. So I have some resources here, my contact information and Amber's contact information, our website. I really enjoyed kind of the presentation plus having the opportunity for us to be here and talk about our agency today. Thank you.
Thank you.